9 points. 9 points and 2 games in hand. That is where this title race stands right now. And if you thought this was over, if you thought Arsenal had this wrapped up, today just rip that comfort blanket clean off. Welcome to James Arsenal Analysis. I am James. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and stay with me until the very end, because I am going to give you the full breakdown of what happened at the Emirates today, what it means for this title race, and what Mikel Arteta absolutely has to fix before a week on Sunday when Manchester City come calling at the Etihad. Like the video if you are with me. Drop your reaction in the comments. I want to know, are you still believing or has today shaken you? Let us get into it. I will be straight with you. I did not see that coming. Not today, not at home. Not against the Bournemouth side that, for all their quality this season, had drawn 5 Premier League matches on the bounce coming into this one. 5 draws, and we could not beat them. Worse than that, we did not just fail to beat them. We lost 2-1 at our own ground, in front of our own supporters, in a game we absolutely needed to win. And look, I am not going to sit here and scream and shout and tell you the sky is falling. I am a Gunners supporter. I have been one my entire life. I know what this club is capable of. But I am also an analyst. And part of being honest with the people who watch this channel, the people who trust what I say, is calling things exactly as I see them. And what I saw today was not good enough. Not even close to good enough. Let me walk you through it from the beginning. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. The Emirates Stadium. Andoni Iraola side arriving with that extraordinary unbeaten run in 2026 intact. 1 defeat in 90 minutes all calendar year. And that 1 defeat had come against us. So there was a score to settle. There was motivation all over that Bournemouth dressing room before a ball had even been kicked. And they showed it from the very first minute. Bournemouth pressed high. They pressed relentlessly. This is Iraola football, intense, organised, suffocating. His players know their jobs to the letter. They close space, they win the ball back quickly, they transition at speed, and in the early stages, it was clear that Arsenal were not handling that pressure well at all. Then it happened. A cross came in from the left side of the Bournemouth attack. Jurrien Timber, who had only just come back from an ankle injury that had kept him out of several key fixtures, was in the wrong position at the wrong moment. He stretched, he got a touch, and the ball deflected perfectly. If you can call anything that happens against you perfect, into the path of Junior Krupi. Now let us talk about Junior Krupi for a moment, because this kid deserves every word of recognition. 19 years old, French, arrived from Lorient in January of last year and only had his move made permanent on February 12th this year after hitting an appearance threshold in his contract. He has been one of the stories of this Premier League season. Coming into today, he had 9 top-flight goals. 9 goals in his debut Premier League campaign, still a teenager. And when that deflection felt him inside the box, there was no hesitation. He did not need a second touch. He did not need to compose himself. He just hit it straight, true, into the back of the net. 1-0 to Bournemouth at the Emirates, and the away end went absolutely wild. Now, at this point, you would expect a reaction. You would expect Arsenal to respond with everything they have got. And in fairness, there were moments. There were spells where we pressed, where we moved the ball, where it looked like the equaliser was coming. And then it did come, or at least the chance did. 10 minutes before half-time, Ryan Christie, Bournemouth's Scottish midfielder, made a decision he will want to forget. He went to block a cross, the ball struck his arm, and the referee pointed straight to the spot. Handball, penalty to Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres stepped up. You know what he means to this football club. When Arsenal moved in the summer to sign him, it felt like a statement. This was the striker we had been crying out for years. The man who could finally put us over the line in a title race. He has delivered 10 Premier League goals, 15 in all competitions. He is the top scorer at this club, and he has been magnificent. He put the penalty away, composed, controlled, 1-1. And for a moment, just a moment, you felt the tide turning. You felt the momentum shifting back toward Arsenal. The Emirates found its voice again. The crowd got behind the team. Arteta made adjustments at half-time, brought on fresh legs, tried to inject energy and intent into a side that had not been at its fluent best. But Bournemouth had other ideas. The second half started, and Iraola's side were not sitting back. They were not defending their draw and hoping to nick something on the counter. They were still pressing, still aggressive, still completely committed to the plan they had arrived with. This is what makes them such a difficult opponent. There is no let-up with Bournemouth. There is no moment where they drop off and give you space to breathe. You have to earn every inch. And then Alex Scott scored. Alex Scott, 22 years old, English, a player who only received his first senior England call-up back in November. A player who has quietly, consistently been one of the best midfielders in this league all season. He found space, he found the finish, he slotted it past the keeper and silenced the Emirates completely. 2-1 to Bournemouth, Arsenal pushed, Arsenal attacked, Arsenal threw bodies forward in the closing stages, looking for an equaliser that would keep the gap at 12 points, but they could not find it. Bournemouth defended with organisation and belief. Djordje Petrovic, their goalkeeper who arrived from Chelsea this summer to replace the outgoing Kepa, who came the other way to Arsenal, was solid whenever he was called upon. The final whistle blew, 2-1, Bournemouth. The away fans celebrated like they had won the title themselves, and honestly, given what they have produced this season under Andoni Raiola, nobody who truly follows this game could begrudge them that moment. Now let's talk about what this actually means. Arsenal are still top of the Premier League, 70 points from 32 games, 21 wins, 7 draws, 4 defeats. We are still first. Let nobody take that away from this club or this squad. But Manchester City, who have not even played yet this weekend, now sit 9 points behind us with 2 games in hand, 2 full games, and one of those games in hand has not yet been rearranged. That situation is still developing. Here is the mathematics that every Arsenal supporter needs to sit with this evening. If City win both of their games in hand and then beat us at the Etihad on April 19th, a week on Sunday, then the two clubs would be level on points, level with games still to play. That is not a disaster scenario. That is not a worst case. That is a genuine, realistic possibility. And we need to be honest about that, rather than pretending today did not happen. City are 9 points behind us, but they are very much alive in this race, and today gave them oxygen when they were starting to look short of it. Let me tell you what concerns me most, and I want to be clear, this is analysis, this is not panic. I do not do panic on this channel, but I do honesty. The injury situation at Arsenal is serious. Mikel Arteta is managing a squad that has been hit hard in the final stretch of a season, where we are still competing on multiple fronts. Mikel Merino remains out. He fractured his right foot and had surgery. He is targeting a return before the end of the season, but his involvement in the run-in is genuinely uncertain. Piero Hincapié suffered a muscle problem during the international break, and Arteta himself described the injury as potentially serious. Martin Odegaard, our captain, our leader, the man who sets the tempo and the standard for everything we do, has had fitness concerns raised in recent weeks. Karl Hein, our backup goalkeeper, is also unavailable. Bukayo Saka and Jurrien Timber were doubts coming into today after being absent for the Champions League first leg against Sporting in Lisbon. Timber clearly played given that deflection for Bournemouth's opener, and while I am glad he was available, the fact that he was coming back from injury and found himself in that difficult position early on tells you something about how stretched we are at the back right now. Eberechi Eze, who signed for us in August in one of the most dramatic transfer stories of last summer, has been out since picking up a calf injury in our Champions League tie against Bayer Leverkusen. That is a huge miss. Eze at full fitness is a completely different dimension for this Arsenal attack. Declan Rice and Leandro Trossard had returned to training before the Sporting trip and appear to have featured today, and that is positive. Gabriel Magalhaes seems to have recovered from the knee issue that forced him out in recent weeks, which is an enormous relief because he is the heart of our defensive structure. But this is a squad that is running on fumes in some areas, and against a Bournemouth side with fresh legs, full intensity and nothing to lose, that showed today. I want to say something about Andoni Raiola because it matters. This man has done something remarkable with Bournemouth over the past 3 seasons. He has built a team that plays with a relentless, coherent identity, a team that the biggest clubs in this country struggle to break down, a team that presses with intelligence, defends with organisation, and transitions with pace and clarity. Coming into today, they had lost just once in 90 minutes all calendar year in 2026. That one defeat was against us, and they came here to the Emirates and they reversed that result. What Raiola has built at this football club is genuinely impressive. And it is no coincidence that Junior Krupi, a 19-year-old who only had his permanent transfer confirmed 2 months ago, walked into the Emirates today and scored to put his side ahead. Players develop under Raiola. They understand their roles, they execute with confidence. His contract runs until June 2026, and what happens beyond that is a developing conversation. But whatever his future holds, he deserves every piece of credit for what he has produced this season. And today, now, the Etihad, April 19th, Manchester City versus Arsenal. I have said it already, but let me say it again more clearly, because I need every single person watching this to understand what is at stake. This is not just a big game. This is potentially a season-defining, legacy-defining moment for this football club. If Arsenal go to the Etihad and win, we open that gap back up significantly, and we take control of our destiny, with games remaining. If we lose, and City have won their games in hand, we could be level on points heading into the final weeks of the season, with arguably the best squad in Premier League history, even in a down year for them, right alongside us. Arsenal have not won the Premier League title since the invincible season of 2003-04. That is 22 years. 22 years of runners-up finishes, of near misses, of painful, gut-wrenching moments that made you question whether this generation of players and this manager could ever get us over the line. 3 consecutive runners-up finishes under Arteta. 3 times we have looked at the finish line and not quite reached it. This squad is different. These signings, Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Eze, Madueke, Mosquera, this is a squad built to win. And I genuinely believe that. But believing requires backing it up. And backing it up starts in 8 days at the Etihad. Let me give you the honest assessment of what Arteta needs to fix before that match. First, the defensive organisation under pressure. Today, Bournemouth exposed a vulnerability that better teams will also exploit. When the press is intense and our defensive line is pinned back or slightly disorganised, we are giving up chances. Timber's deflection for the first goal was unfortunate, but the position he found himself in was a product of being dragged out of shape. That cannot happen against City. Second, the midfield control. Without Odegaard at his sharpest and with Merino out, the control and tempo we want to set in games has not been consistent. Zubimendi, when fit and available, is crucial to everything we do centrally. Rice coming back is a massive boost, but the midfield partnership needs to be tight and disciplined against the City side that still has the quality to punish any loose ball or misplaced press. Third, the clinical edge. Victor Gyökeres scored today from the spot, and he has been excellent all season. But we need more than a penalty to beat City away from home. We need the fluid, dynamic attacking football that this squad is capable of producing at its best. Madueke on the right, Martinelli on the left. Eze if fit, and that is a significant if, as the creator in behind, Gyökeres as the focal point. When that front line clicks, there is not a defence in England that can live with it. I want to address something quickly before I wrap up. Some of you will be in the comments right now writing that it is over, that we have blown it, that City are going to come from 9 points behind and take this title from us in the final weeks of the season. I understand that feeling. I have supported this club long enough to know exactly where that feeling comes from. We have been here before. We have been top of the league in the final stretch before. But here is what I know. We are still top. We still control our own destiny. Every game we win from here, City have to match us and then some. The pressure is enormous, but it is on them too. And Mikel Arteta has this squad in a place where on our best days, we are the best team in this country. Today was not our best day. It was one of our worst of the season, and we are still top. I am not telling you this is fine. It is not fine. But I am telling you to believe, not blindly intelligently. The work is not done. The title is not gone. 8 days from now, we have the opportunity to go to the Etihad Stadium and answer every question being asked of us right now, with the one thing that matters in football. 3 points. That is the full breakdown from me today. If you are watching this from inside the stadium, from your living room, from wherever in the world you are following the Gunners tonight, I see you, I am with you, and we are in this together. Subscribe if you have not already. Every single notification matters for this channel. Like the video, leave your thoughts below. Tell me, do you trust this squad to go to the Etihad and deliver? Who needs to start? Who plays the role that wins us this game? I am James. This is James Arsenal Analysis. We go again.